Well, somehow it happened again, another positive pregnancy test. As the title says, another positive pregnancy test this year. I take my pill as religiously as possible, maybe occasionally missing one by a few hours, but nothing detrimental. My boyfriend and I have been together for almost a year and a half to 2 years at this point. He wants kids. I don't really know how I feel, but I know I don't want them right now. We're in the process of getting ready to sell our house and trying to start somewhere new. Now it's not the time for kids. If you look back at my old posts, I had this happen back in December of last year. I had myself all worked up for the appointments and the procedures, and honestly, looking back now, the whole experience went really well, so that's a little less stressful. That's going around. I am absolutely fucking destroyed that it happened again, despite how careful I am. Now I have to go through the embarrassment of going to the doctors again, telling them it happened again, and getting another surgical abortion again. I feel numb to the whole situation. This is going to be another band-aid I want to rip off. I will be going to the doctors first thing Monday morning to confirm and set up my actual procedure. I am just absolutely destroyed. I have to go through this again. Obviously, I know sex causes this, but it still doesn't prepare you. I don't know what to do. I know what I'm going to do, but it still doesn't help. Update. Boyfriend has not been messing with my BC. My BC stays at my place of employment, as it's a weird way for me to remember to take it every day. I take one home with me on Sundays. I'm floored at the amount of concerns regarding that. I do not have a toxic partner, and I'm sorry a lot of you did or do. Other medications. Improper storage of the BC pills, i.e. the bathroom. Temperature fluctuations. Diarrhea, vomiting. Heavy drinking can all affect how much of the medication is absorbed by your body. Weight fluctuations could also affect it. And some folks metabolize it differently. Definitely worth looking into alternate secondary forms of BC, since the pill is clearly not the right fit for you. The pill should not be failing this often. Discuss with your doctor why the pill is failing. It may be sabotage, as others have suggested, but it could also be due to any drugs or supplements you may be using. Or perhaps the dosage is too low. My body doesn't make progesterone. I got pregnant on birth control pills 3 times. When I was pregnant for my first 2 pregnancies, I stopped taking birth control and miscarried. When I was pregnant, the 3rd time I was tested and took oral progesterone, my 3rd pregnancy went to term. There are a lot of reasons someone may get pregnant on birth control. Have you recently taken antibiotics? Antibiotics make birth control pills ineffective. I am so sorry you are dealing with this. You did nothing to cause it. Sending virtual hugs. Happening once is a scary fluke. Happening twice is something else. Ask your doctor about the shot, IUD, or arm implant. Do not tell your boyfriend you are getting a different method of birth control until after it is inside your body. Hey friend, please don't be embarrassed about having a medical procedure. Many of us have or will have similar procedures in our lifetime. I know it isn't ideal, but it isn't anything to feel shame about either. Are you the only one responsible for birth control? If so, it's only fair to ask your boyfriend to wear condoms. Especially since you are clearly suffering from dealing with the unwanted outcome. Something not commonly mentioned by doctors is that the pill dosage is based on a certain body weight. I have no idea what your weight is, but for those of us who are overweight, the pill is potentially too low of a dose and not as effective. Without having you disclose your other health information, please know there are a wide range of medications that cause the birth control pill to be rendered less effective. Some are antibiotics and some are antidepressants. And there are several others as well. If that's not the issue, this might be the wrong pill for you. Talk to your prescriber about the recurrent birth control failure so you can chase this down. It's crazy the pill failed you twice. But besides checking with your doctor what may be happening, I think it's past time you guys added condoms to your sex life. If you already had 2 incidents and is certain you don't want a baby right now, your boyfriend has to pull his weight regarding contraception. Honey, check your pills. Make sure that they're not being tampered with, okay? Were you taking the combo pill more common or the mini pill? If it's the latter, occasionally missing one by a few hours means it will not be effective at all. Mini pills require strict adherence to the same daily time to work. Ask me how I know. Due with my 3rd early next year. You can usually get an IUD placed immediately post-DC, so if you're interested in a much more reliable form of BC but worried about the insertion, this could be a valid option. There is a small percentage of women who birth control is ineffective. Talk to your doctor about that possibility. Maybe you need alternate methods of birth control. This isn't normal or close to it. I had a coworker that had to change from oral birth control to a different form, vaginal ring-in. Her case, as her gynecologist told her she was metabolizing them too fast. It may be something to talk to your doctor about. I'm not in contact with her anymore on a regular basis, but I believe the switch fixed her issues. She had previously tried quite a few different brands of birth control pills under her family doctor, who finally referred her to the specialist. Just want to throw it out there that if it's it early enough, you could take a pill and not have to go through the surgical route, as I'm sure you know. The pill doesn't work for everyone. You just might be someone who ovulates through them regularly, and it just happened that the timing was right. I agree with the others. Another method or combination of hormones might be better for you. Or a copper IUD. Please talk to your doctor. And if they do nothing, talk to another one. Sending you hugs. Sorry you have to go through this. I'm really sorry that you are going through this. Multiple abortions are very common and normal. Our abortion is here to support you. Look, I'm probably going to get downvoted, but you're 28. A homeowner and obviously responsible enough for yourself. At this point you need to be using condoms. An IUD. Nexplanon. Depot shot. Or get your tubes tied if you don't want kids because oral BC is not working for you. Also, why not a medical abortion? It's safe and usually done within 24 hours. I take my pill as religiously as possible, maybe occasionally missing one by a few hours, but nothing detrimental. If you take mini pill pop, then that is detrimental. Antibiotics and some other meds and supplements can also reduce the effectiveness of BC. So you may be taking something that's reducing your BC. It could be so many things. Your weight, your metabolism, sabotage. If you eat anything with charcoal, you need to deal with it, then switch to another type, and maybe using condoms for a while. You need to prioritize yourself in this situation. Have you been using a second form of birth control as well? If you take any other medication, double check that it doesn't interact with your birth control. I found out the other day that a medication I take interferes with all hormonal birth control by up to 30. Did my specialist or gyno say anything? Nope. Progesterone only pill leaves no room for mistakes. No missing by even a couple of hours. This kinda stuff is why I hate when pro-life people argue people just need to use birth control. Nothing is guaranteed safe. I would say change contraceptive method and double up on birth control. Just so you don't have to do this again. The implant lasts 3 years. And there is an injection that is every 3 months.